Hi. Weight Watchers, 0 point foods. Yes, they added more. Wow. Okay. So basically, I've already been to my meeting last week and it's been positive feedback with it. But if you go around the internet, you'll see all these people who probably aren't actually in Weight Watchers giving their 2 cents about why are you giving these people more food? They need to be in a calorie deficit. Yes, calorie deficit to lose weight. But the way I look at it is, for me personally, is I need to be on a more whole food plant-based diet. That doesn't mean vegan. I still eat some meat. I don't eat a lot of meat, but meat kind of fills you up more than a lot of, like, I can eat a big salad and still be hungry, even though I had tons and tons of lettuce and everything else. But that bit of protein in there, it gets me more satisfied. So I do have chicken in my salad, which is 0 points. And then I also add black beans, which are 0 points, and also a carb. But recently, less than a week ago, I'm going to show you. I haven't cleaned it because I just pulled it out of the bin. This potato, if I just said large baked potato in the Weight Watchers app, it would have been 7 points. This size, I think I'd add a couple and make it a 9 point potato because this is a pretty big, large baked potato. Now, it has some calories. Yeah, it's going to have over 300 calories. But usually if I'm having that big of a potato, that's my dinner. So, and I add a couple. I can do 3 tablespoons of the Daisy light sour cream for 2 points. So now, that would have made it like 11 points, because if I had one that big, I would add the extra points, because I want to be honest with myself about what I'm eating. So typically a large baked potato is going to have roughly 330 calories. This may be a little bit more, but it also has fiber in it. It has carbohydrates in it, like over 60 carbs. So for people who are on low carb, they're on 60 carbs, but it also has fiber in it. And I think I pulled it up. So in the Weight Watcher app, if I look up large baked potato, it would have been 7 points, but that would have been for a 299 gram weighted potatoes. This is going to be a little bit more. I say this is going to be about 330, 340 calories, just from things I've been looking around. But if you go with the standard, okay, so a serving, what they call a serving when you look it right up in the app, is going to be a medium baked potato. A medium baked potato is anywhere from, it's like a 3-inch potato. This is double that size, so I think it's about 6 inches. But so that if we go with the what they would call a large baked potato, it would have 63.39 grams of carbs, 6.58 grams of fiber, total sugars 3.53 grams. Sugars is going to be a little different than carbs. The carbs in a potato are starches, and they have 2 different kinds. So one's a resistant starch and one's some other kind of starch. So this kind of goes with those. There's like a diet plan, the starch solution. I don't know a lot about that, but the baked potato would be one of those starchy things. But then how you make, as if you were talking about healthy food, some people might argue that, well, if you bake a potato or fry a potato, it's going to have that, it's going to produce that acrylamide. I can't even say the word. One moment, please. Let me see if I can pronounce it. Acrylamide in it, like, and it's not, they're not quite sure what kind of harm it can do to the body, but it's one of those things where maybe not as healthy to bake a potato as to boil a potato. So outcomes could be different on how you like your potato. Okay. I don't mind a boiled potato. I could still put some sour cream on it and enjoy it. So it's going to be 0 points for a boiled potato. So Let's see. I think it should be potatoes are 0. Okay, boiled potato. Yeah, 0 points for a half a cup. Half a cup. This is more than. This is going to be more than a half a cup. It's going to be a couple cups. So, but like I said, it's going to be my dinner. So typically, if you're going to have like a protein and a carb and a vegetable for your dinner, you're probably going to go for a smaller potato. I probably would go for a small potato rather than a medium potato if I'm going to have all that. For me personally, I eat my biggest meal at lunch, so that's why I have a smaller dinner, like a potato or a little bowl of soup or something like that. That's what I do unless I have to go somewhere out to dinner. But that's a 0-point food. And then they didn't take any points away from us. So that's going to be about 300 and whatever, 300, I'll say 350 calories. Compare it to this potato. This is going to have points. How many points does this have? This is serving size 1 package. How many ounces is it? This is a 1 ounce serving of Lay's potato chips. So I just grabbed Lay's. I'm not targeting Lay's. It's a potato chip, processed food potato chip. This is made with canola, vegetable oil, canola, corn, whatever. I can't see it. Let me put glasses on. I didn't clean any glasses off. This has potatoes, vegetable oil, and the vegetable oil could be canola, corn, soybean, and or sunflower oil and salt. So not a lot of ingredients in a potato chip. You're going to find more ingredients in something like a flavored Dorito. So this is pretty basic, but it has 160 calories, so half as much as my potato, half as many calories. But do you think this bag is full? No, it's not full. It's got a lot of air in it. This is all air at the top, and there's still air in the bottom where you get a few little potato chips. And 160 calories, but it also has 10 grams of fat, where my baked potato doesn't have that much fat. It has a little bit, but not all this fat. So by using the vegetable oil, it has less saturated fat. But the jury's out on the seed oils, right? So there's that. We're going to hear a lot about that with the new administration coming in. But there's a difference between this potato and this potato, because this has the oil and a lot of salt, where if I bake a potato, I can control what I have on my potato. This is going to cost me for 350 calories. It's going to cost me 0 points. If I take this 160 calorie item, use my scanner. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Maybe I don't have my camera on. Yeah, it's on. Why is it asking me questions? There, we got that off. 5 points. So this is 5 points. This used to cost me 9 points. Which item is more point worthy? Hint, hint. I can feel the weight of this. This weight of this on my stomach is like, this is calorie density, right? I'm going to get more bang for my point with this than this. So this is 0 points. So by making this 0 points, I'm going to move more towards the whole food than the processed food. Am I going to process the potato? Yes, I'm going to bake it, and I'm going to put some sour cream on it. But I control how much is on there. I control how much goes in me. I control. This is going to send me out of control. This isn't going to satisfy me. Even though it's in an individual bag, I don't have a problem getting up and getting another bag. Okay, I don't even eat potato chips. I eat tortilla chips, which I am going to have to give up because I just got these teeth bonded. They were chipping and they're thinning out, and she said this is the last time she's going to put the bonding on. Next time I'll have to have all caps if I don't take care. And part of it is biting down on those hard chips and crackers. So I'm going to have to lay off a bit. Popcorn I can pop in and eat with my molars. I don't have to bite into it. So I had toast today. I made the toast softer so I didn't have to, you know what I mean? These are for looks. These are for chewing. Okay. I actually wore my partials today. I wear partials, and I've been kind of bad about that. So that's to help with this, because this cost me money. Even with I have good insurance, it still cost me over $200 for these. It's bonding. It's not for cosmetic purposes. It's both cosmetic and both for strength. So I have to lay off the tortilla chips. Potato chips are a lot easier to bite into than a tortilla chip. But I'm not into potato chips. French fries, yeah, I like French fries. But I just bought this one bag, so I don't have a multi-pack of these sitting over there for me to get back into. I'm probably not going to... This is the last thing I would go for, but it's just an example of 0 point food. Sorry. 0 point food. It's hard to talk. I talk with the partial in because there's a big plate here. A 0 point food versus a pointed food, where I was already eating these when I was adding 9 points. So does that mean I'm going to take those 9 points and eat 4 bags of chips or whatever, 2 bags of chips? No, because I have the points. Yeah, the points are there if I have to have something, but no. Could you eat 0 points all day and still gain weight? Yeah. Because you can still overeat chicken. And I mean, take for instance, I think I did a video a couple of years ago about chicken. So you go to the store and you get the chicken breast. If you weigh that chicken breast, even after cooking, I've had chicken breasts that were 9 ounces. So I got 3 meals out of that one chicken breast, divided it up into 3-ounce servings, because I'm going by the serving size. Do I have to? No. Is it better if I do? Of course. Because each 3 ounces is going to be that much more calories, that many more calories. And part of their thinking on these 0 point foods was to help with our grocery budget. Potatoes are cheaper. These were 99 cents a pound because I bought them individually, because I don't buy a sack of potatoes. I'm not going to eat a sack of potatoes, and I don't need my potatoes going bad. So I just buy a couple of these, and then, you know, one of those days where I just want a baked potato, I have a baked potato. I love mashed potatoes. That's where I would boil them and just make that. But then, you know, I don't use butter, so I prefer the light sour cream. Am I going to have a lot of points left over? I had 2 days this week so far where I just went a couple points over my points. Not a bunch, just a couple. And then a few days where I had way under, like I could have 10 points left, right? But what does that 0 points do? It says, Marianne, you can have that teaspoon of cherry preserves on your piece of toast. I eat a 1 point slice of toast. I use the Ezekiel low sodium bread and 1 teaspoon of cherry preserves. A tablespoon is 3 points. A teaspoon is 1 point. So a teaspoon does it for me. I don't have to have that whole serving. Sometimes we don't need the serving that it says in the app. We can lower our points by cutting down the serving. Like a half a bag of these, a half an ounce of these. But who's gonna, this is such a small bag. But I'm not afraid of the potato. I'm not on a low carb diet, so I'm going to embrace my potatoes like I have been. I wasn't straying away from them in the first place. So having a potato as 0 point foods is not scaring me. But then they added like the chicken thighs and the drumstick, do they have drumsticks as the chicken dark meat? I don't eat dark meat. Even before Weight Watchers, I don't like the dark meat. So I'm going to buy the chicken breast because I'm not going to buy a rotisserie chicken and then eat the breast and throw the rest away. That's just not right. So I just get my chicken breast at Sam's Club because it's always the same price. Usually the sale price of my grocery store. Well, sometimes I'll go get the organic, cage-free and all that, but I'd like to make sure there's no antibiotics. So, how do you feel about 0 point foods? Which ones are you excited about? Potato, I'm excited about it. I'm not treating it any differently. But the oatmeal, because of my cholesterol issues I've had, and that I took care of by diet and exercise, I'm glad it's 0 points because I was having 4 points of oatmeal for breakfast. So that was right out the bat. And oatmeal, for me, I don't have it every day. I alternate the eggs and the oatmeal so that I'm not getting all that cholesterol every day, and I'm getting the oatmeal to get some of that out. So it's an individual preference, I would say. So what 0 point foods are you most excited about? Are there any that you're scared about? Let's discuss in the comments. I'm not upset about getting more 0 point foods. There's those people that say, oh, you're eating all your points and you're not getting enough calories for the day. I'd say if I'm gaining weight, I'm getting too many calories because I could eat 0 point foods and then have a bunch of processed food and overeat. So the 0 point food is to base your meal on a 0 point food and then build around it with other things, like put a little sour cream on my potato. Or I might have, I don't know, a little bit of butter on my vegetable. I don't eat butter. But just the little extras to make the flavor so it's not boring. But everybody has to do it their own way. Like I get that Skinny Pop popcorn. It's 3 points for that little bag. I can make a whole bowl for less than that with just a little bit of olive oil. So I'm going to get a better oil, just a little spray with a little salt and not as much salt in there. Those make me go back for more because it's that grease and salt, and that sounds gross, but when you're eating it, it's kind of satisfying. It gets that trigger in your brain, right? Just like this. It makes you want to, can't eat just one, right? That's their thing. Here, I can eat just one. So, how does that sound? What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.